pray that this week will go well and that we will do our best of our ability. The first number will be number 54. When he reached down his hand for me. But before we sing this song, I'm going to ask our sister Melissa that God's blessings on this evening's worship. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Was my soul was astray from the heavenly way, and my wretched and vile company. But my Savior above gave me joy, peace, and love, when he reached out his hand for me. is my Savior, I shall not be moved. In his love and favor, I shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted by the water, I shall not be moved. We stand at the last verse for our scripture readings. I'm going to ask our sister Shalem to come and read it for us. It will be Judges chapter 6, 27 to 40. Judges chapter 6, 27 to 40. And Genesis 21, 1 to 10. Genesis 21, 1 to 10.
Then Gideon took 10 men of his servants, and did as the Lord had said unto him. And so it was, because he feared his father's household and the men of the city, that he could not do it by day, that he did it by night. And when the men of the city arose early in the morning, behold, the altar of Baal was cast down, and the brazen was cut down that was by it. And the second bullock was offered upon the altar that was built. And they said one to another, Who hath done this thing? And when they inquired and asked, they said, Gideon, the son of Joash, hath done this thing. Then the men of the city said unto Joash, Bring out thy son, that he may die, because he has cast down the altar of Baal, and because he has cut down the groves that was by it. And Joash said unto all that stood against him, Will ye plead for Baal? Will ye save him? He that will plead for him, let him be put to death while it is yet morning. If he be a god, let him plead for himself, because one hath cast down his altar. Therefore, on that day, he called him Jerubbaal, saying, Let Baal plead against him, because he hath thrown down his altar. Then all the Midianites and the Amalekites and the children of the east were gathered together, and went over and pitched in the valley of Jezreel. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon Gideon, and he blew a trumpet. And Abizar was gathered after him, and he sent messengers through all Manasseh, who also was gathered after him. And he sent messengers unto Asher, and unto Zebulun, and unto Naphtali. And they came and met them. And Gideon said unto God, If thou wilt save Israel by my hand, as thou hast said, behold, I will put a fleece of wool in the floor, and if the dew be on the fleece only, and it be dry upon all the earth beside, then shall I know that thou wilt save Israel by my hand, as thou hast said. And it was so, for he rose up early the morrow, and thrust the fleece together, and wringed the dew out of the fleece, a bowl full of water. And Gideon said unto God, Let not thy anger be hot against me, and I will speak but this once, let me prove, I pray thee. But this once with the fleece, let it now be dried only upon the fleece, and upon all the ground let there be dew. And God did so that night, for it was dry upon the fleece only, there was dew on all the ground. Here ends the word of God. Genesis chapter 21. And we're reading from verse 1 to verse 10. Genesis 21. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. And she said, Who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, which was born unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, Cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. Here ends the word of God.
Thank you, Sister Shalem. You may be seated and we continue to sing number 57, living below in this old sinful world, hardly a comfort can afford, striving alone to face temptation so
of Gideon versus Sarah this evening. And we will continue throughout the week, Monday to Friday, from 7:15 in the evenings. And we look forward to all these sessions. Next Sunday morning at 9 a.m. is our Sunday school. Our morning's worship at 10 a.m. and then our evening's worship at 6:30 p.m. As we said this morning, we have some advance notices that we want to keep in mind for the month of October. Our first Sunday will be our communion service and also our quarterly. So please remember that. We will have service and then our quarterly where we share sweet food one with another. And also during that afternoon, we will have the rally wrap-up. We have been invited on the first Sunday as well at 4 p.m. to the 50th pastoral anniversary of Bishop Lionel Clark. That is the evening of the first Sunday at 4 p.m., the 50th pastoral anniversary of Bishop Lionel Clark, and that is in Rosette, St. Michael. On the second Sunday in October is the 55th anniversary of Alpha and Omega Pentecostal Church, and they have invited us to join with them at 5 p.m. on that Sunday evening and throughout the week if you can make it at 7:30. The third Sunday, we will be visiting the psychiatric hospital at 4 p.m. That's the third Sunday in October. And please remember, of course, the fourth Sunday, our annual missionary service comes off. So please keep all those notices in mind as we enjoy our rally sessions and turn it back into the hand of our Sister Tigray.
Thank you, Sister Crystal. I have a chorus from the congregation, one of your choice.
again. And I hope that everybody is ready. I hope that we are ready to do what we are accustomed to doing, what we have to do. This evening we don't have any visiting churches, and sometimes that happens. But we have been over the years doing what God has allowed us to do and what God has given us the strength to do. And we are going to do it this evening in the name of the Lord. And I want us to continue throughout the week. It is interesting that this morning's topic dealt with faith, and we want to have a rally of faith. Tonight, should I say this evening, we have two tribes, two characters, and the first one, represented by Sister Sharon and company, is the tribe of Gideon. You know the routine, and without any further ado, we're going to ask the Gideon troop to come up. And if Gideon has come down from 32,000 to 300, it doesn't matter. The battle is the Lord's. Gideon.
A blessed good evening. It is indeed a privilege to be in the house of God. And I want to say thanks to God for giving me the strength to be here this evening. Do not be deterred by numbers. Don't ever be deterred by numbers. God is a God of power. God is a God of strength. And God is a God of might. And we are people of faith. Faith. And I can testify that you need faith in these days to make it. Brother Trevor sang me a song this evening. I don't know what he sang me a song. I am determined. I am determined no matter what comes. I am determined, people, to hold on to the end. You see two people here this evening representing Gideon. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the small and the big. Worry about the end results. Worry about the end results. And I want to tell you this evening, what you give to the Lord, give it in Jesus' name. I'm going to tell you this evening, don't give sparingly. Give from the heart. Remember that. It is for the work of the Lord. And as you give, I can testify this evening. This is my personal testimony. Not anything anybody told me. I want to tell you that as you give, God will give you running over. And you will not know where it's coming from, but it will come. So this evening, give to the honor and glory of the Lord. So, it's Sister Selena and I this evening, and my representative is not here. I'm my invited representative, but our evangelist Stephen will be speaking on Gideon for us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Sharon, or should I say Sarah, for this evening. Gideon. Those things happen. You see, Sarah has a wonderful quality, so you never know. But nevertheless, we're going to take a look at this character, this gentleman, godly gentleman called Gideon. And of course, we see every rally, there are only a few points we can touch, but if you do a certain thing that is every evening or every night, just make a few points of your own. Then at the end of the day, we will make what we have to make, and yet we will be stronger as far as the Word of God is concerned. Now, Gideon was born at a time when it said in Judges, at that time there was no king, and every man did what was right in his own eyes. And I know that that statement alone should cause us to become frightened. As is happening now in our lovely country, it seems that we have forgotten who the king is, and people just doing things as they like. I remember some time ago, some of us were at the beach, and in Johnny Day, there's somebody who had to come with the radio and blare the music so that everybody want to do what they feel like doing. So he had to come at this time to deliver the children of Israel from the Midianites, who were gradually forcing them out of their own place. But the story that I love best is found when he had an army of 32,000. You find us here starting from Judges chapter 6. He had this army, a huge army. And he was happy with these 32,000 men to go and fight the Midianites. And he also believed that God would have been happy with him for the number, the 32,000. But God saith not as man saith. Man look on the outward appearance. You don't only mean your physical appearance. Man has the outward, external, the physical circumstances. But God looks beyond that, and God looks at the heart. Remember the great Samuel? He was about to make a decision based on what he saw. This big, strong fellow come on. He said, "Well, this got to be what God ordained." And he went down to the seventh fellow. King David had 7 brothers. And he went from one to the next, and Samuel's heart, like he said, "What are we doing? You big strong man, you brother this little fellow." And then he said, "This fellow in the front." So when you hear what David, oh my goodness, David. But like I said, man looketh on the outward appearance, but God looketh on the heart. So he said, you know what? God said, the people you have are too many. Let's look at the verse. Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, verse 1 of chapter 7 of them, and all the people that were with him was up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the hosts of the Midianites were on the north side of them by the hill of Morah in the valley. And this is God now. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel do not vaunt themselves against me, saying, my own hand has saved me. Now therefore go, proclaim in the ear of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return. And once we are reading this, we should consider ourselves as being part of that group, to see what God is telling us today. You're speaking back then, but what I'm saying that the moral of the story is still important today. So this is what God said. I want you to go and proclaim in the ear of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Gilbert. And they returned, the people, how many? 22,000. Only 32,000 people. 20 and 2,000. And there remain only 10,000. Now that is enough to quash the enthusiasm of Gideon, and it did. So when he said, okay, let's go see how we can fight this battle, the Lord come to him again, verse 4. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Oh, God, tell me to say, Lord, you mean that you didn't hurt my heart, we say, I'm home, all that for there's still too many? What are we doing? But now God says, I want you to bring them a certain So he said, he do that yet too many. He bring them down to the water. And I will turn them for a zizir. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, they shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee. And of whomsoever I say unto thee, they shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. There's text in time. So he brought down the people into the water, and the Lord said unto Gideon, every one that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, every one that boweth down upon his knees to drink, never let them go home. And the number of them that lapped, putting their hands to their mouth, were 300 men. Wow. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men, not the 32,000 now, but of the 300 men that lapped will I save you. Why do we say that? We have a mission. We are in the house of God. And even though we are here to rejoice, we still have to guard ourselves against what we call what? The wiles of the devil. Because whenever we are in the house of God, especially now, Satan is observing. And if you doubt it, ask Job. The book of Job said that God was giving the sons of men. God was having a chat with little fellow, and Satan came up. And said, Satan, what are you doing? Where you come from? He said, I was walking down the earth. You know what I'm saying? Observing this. And God said, have you considered my servant Job? So, to cut a long story short, whenever you are doing things on God's behalf, the devil is always there trying to get your attention away from what you are supposed to be doing. So whenever you are in the house of God, you hear sermons, you have to ask yourself, when I hear these sermons, when I'm at Bible study or Sunday school, what am I doing with what I'm hearing? Am I making notes that later on in the week, in case somebody comes to me with the same question, I can answer? The moral is that when a dog is drinking water, he's drinking water, but he's like observing, making sure that water comes, especially a bearded man on a rock, and ring it in his back. So he's drinking, but keeping his eye out for the enemy. Why? Because the enemy is like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. God brought him down to 300 men. Because what God is saying, the battle is not yours, the battle is the Lord. I remember we had a song not by Mike, I don't know my lessons. The song was nice and Mark, Shalem, Shelly, this is the first too. Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord. So God had to teach him a lesson of what we call total dependence on him alone. And the reason why, because he said again in verse 2, that the people might vaunt themselves, you know, get high up and puffed up. It is me who do it, man. And you know some see people by face, and when you're afraid of speaking, you would want to put a sermon. You know, everything is about them. But God wants us to let the world know, not by our might, not by our power, but by my spirit. And then, as far as I'm concerned, after having learned the lessons of total dependence on God, he made what I call an outstanding statement. And that is found in Judges chapter 8. Because when the men of Israel saw how successful they were, because of God using his manservant Gideon, then in verse 22 of Judges 8, then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, rule thou over us, both thou and thy son, and thy son's son also, for thou hast not delivered us from the hand of Midian. You see, up to then they couldn't learn the lesson. It wasn't Gideon who delivered anybody. It was Gideon who allowed himself to be used of God to do the job. So, I had to get this into what is this human worship. Yes, man, we want you to kind of rule over us. And so, you dead. We want your sons to come, and then maybe they're dead. Your son said, never this dynasty thing. You remember what Jesus Christ said when he came on the scene? And he told us, I'm going to restore your kingdom of Israel. And he said, what? My kingdom is not of this world. And this is a beautiful statement that Gideon made. And we should keep it in our minds. Gideon replied unto them, and Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my son rule over you, but what? The Lord shall rule over you. And that is a beautiful thing we have to keep in our minds. I ain't going to rule over you, this is one thing. No, not me, nor my son. He has learned his lesson. He said, but who? The Lord shall rule over you. Now, when we hear these things, we have to ask ourselves, what are we now to do in a day like today? We are not called upon to go and fight the Midianites, but we have to fight those who are against the word of God. And who is the person that most against the word of God? That bitter enemy called Satan. He is totally against everything that we do when we are working on his behalf. And he's bringing everything possible to get your mind to taper away from God, because he wants your worship. He don't want you worshiping God. He wants you to worship him. But what did Jesus Christ say? Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only. In other words, he recognized the Lord himself shall rule over you. Let us also recognize that. And then we remember in the book of where God is called of faith, in verse, I think it's verse 32 of Hebrews 11, his faith was acknowledged. Gideon's faith was acknowledged. So please, let's learn the story of Gideon. But let us see the most important thing, putting our trust in the Lord God. So that I love the politics. From young, I love the politics. Politics is what I call the affair of the state. But I don't follow politics because I feel like going to rule over me, nothing. I know that God will rule over me, and that God, unless God, the last thing we say, what? Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. But yes, I know that. But at the same, we are supposed to let the world know we have a job to do, but at the end of the day, like Southern said, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God. Keep his commandments. Why? For this is the whole duty of man. So therefore, we have to fight against Satan and his demons. And one of the ways we have to fight, we have the word here, yes, but the devil is after the church itself. And that's why, as a church, a responsible church, we still need funds to do what we have to do. And that's why God has risen Gideon. These two powerful young ladies represent Gideon. And they are doing what? A good job. And what happened where they did that? If people out there getting on as a like. They don't know the world, they got more respect for them than they got for Christians. They don't think about the world, they're getting on as like. They're going to find out what put a red and fat servant in the house. But one can't pay for you, but if you're a Christian, you should say nothing. But I am glad that these young ones here, I mean, the senior one, the younger one, I am glad that these two young ladies, that these two ladies are putting themselves in a position that again where God can use them. And so they need your full support and your full encouragement. And the best way you can encourage them is by letting that right hand on their palm go into the pocket. Amen. So we got scared of that pocket too. But wherever it is, support the work of God. Why? Because when you do that, you are doing a good thing as unto the Lord. At this time, I turn you back over to the group of the Gideonites.
Evangelist Stephen for that exhortation. I want you this evening to render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. And let me tell you what I mean. Don't give me what you have for Sarah. Don't give us what you have for Sarah. You give Sarah what belongs to Sarah, and you give Gideon what belongs to Gideon. And at the end of the evening, the battle is the Lord's, and the victory will also be the Lord. I know we sang it already this evening, but we're going to sing it again because it's one of my favorite songs. I am determined to hold on to the end, Brother Trevor. Amen? 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 I am determined, no matter what comes, I've faced many stumbling blocks thus far. No matter what stumbling block comes, I am determined. The Gideonites are determined this evening to hold on to the end. You're going to sing that song as we rally.
I am determined to hold on to the end.
beginning to go. So I won't bother to talk about the last tribe was about ancient and modern, but that is that, and so, you know. And so we're moving on to Sarah and Sister Shelley and company. Ready to all the threes, yes. That's numbers 2 and now it is 3. All right.
Good evening to all. We are glad to be in God's house, worshiping Him on this day. He said to us, cast our bread upon the water, and we shall find it after many days. Speaking on Sarah's behalf is our brother Ronaldo, and I will call him at this time. Brother Ronaldo.
Good evening to the church. Now, this evening I'll be speaking on Sarah. And I'll ask you to read the Bible lesson that was read. Genesis chapter 21, reading from verse 1 to 10. Here we go. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God has commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. And she said, who would have said unto Abraham and Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah said unto the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. Now, why did Sarah have such a problem with Hagar? Well, let's look back and review part of the story in Genesis chapter 16. I'm reading from 1 to 16. Now Sarah, Abraham's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. So Hagar was Sarah's handmaid. And Sarah said unto Abraham, behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid, it may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abraham hearkened the voice of Sarah. So Sarah couldn't bear any children. And as some people say, the Lord shut her womb, so to speak. So the plan was to get children from her handmaid. She asked Abraham to have a child with Hagar. Verse 3. And Sarah, Abraham's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abraham had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abraham to be his wife. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. Now why was Sarah despising Hagar? Verse 5. And Sarah said unto Abraham, my wrong be unto thee. I have given my maid unto thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged between me and thee. But Abraham said unto Sarah, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarah dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. So if you look back, well, look forward to Genesis chapter 21, you'll see in verse 8, I think it was, that Hagar was mocking Sarah's desire to have a child. So afterwards, Sarah told her to flee from her. Verse 7, and the angel of the Lord found her by the fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way of Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarah's maid, whence comest thou? And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress, Sarah. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress, and submit thyself unto her under her hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, and it shall not be numbered for multitude. Now, in chapter 17 now, verses 1 to 9, you see the Lord came unto Abraham later and made a covenant or promise with him. And he was made the father of all nations. Later down you see the Lord promised Sarah a child. In verse 19, and God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. So, what does this mean for Sarah? Being 100 years old, hearing this like right now, that God came to you and you were 100 years old and he said that you're going to have a child. I mean, through the human eyes, it's laughable, like near impossible through the human eyes. So Sarah laughed at this, seeing that it was near impossible. But did God lie? No. Sarah eventually had a child. And as instructed by God, she named him Isaac. But we're humans. There are going to be those times where we lose faith, where we think what God has promised us is near impossible. But faithless or not, God's will, always will, take first priority. It doesn't matter what reason it is. Through all this though, Sarah was very obedient and humble. So let us be as Sarah, to be obedient and humble. I know if you're promised something, especially like that, you're 100 years old, and God say you have a child. I mean, it'll be laughable. It'll be laughable. And you tell someone this story, they'll laugh at it as well. But it wasn't that she lost faith. It was just through the human eyes that it seemed near impossible. But after she had this child, her view on this changed. The all-powerful God, whom it seemed like a 100-year-old woman can have a child, it seemed as if she lost faith. But she was humble. She stayed humble, and she was obedient. So let's be like Sarah, obedient and humble at all times, even through when things may seem faithless. Thank you. Amen.
Thank you very much, Brother Ronaldo. With God, all things are possible. We are going to sing, Blessed be the name of the Lord, as we rally round and you do to Sarah what God has laid on your heart. Blessed be
Shalem really needs all the funds that it can get. Those of you who have worked so hard, have done so well for so long, and I give God thanks for all of you. And it is incumbent upon us. I think it was Evangelist Stephen mentioned the work of those who would have gone before us, and we have to make sure that their work is not in vain. We have to keep the lighthouse burning. One of these days, those of us who are getting on in age will fade from the scene, and then it will be the turn of those who are around to make sure that the lighthouse is always burning. It's not going to get any easier, but God is always a match for any situation that we can encounter. So I pray that God will bless you. Now what I want to do, let's get some memory verses for a minute, and then we'll come back with a chorus. So, a memory verse from every person.
Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy to endure forever.
I was not commanded and said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And all there is that knowledge is, and he will direct thy path. I was glad that they said unto me, come, let us go into the house of the Lord.
Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall
Go to the end of slumber, consider her ways and ways.
God is our refuge, our strength, and very present help to us. Be therefore scholars of God as their children.
And God saw the word that it was good, and God ordained the light from darkness. God and the excellent that our dwelling is able to be the elders of the world. God the refuge of friends.
All that man compares to God for his goodness and his wonderful works and truth. Stand fast in the liberty with Christ have made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Amen.
He was in the world was made by him, and the world knew him not.
For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Which will pass.
Thank you. This evening's total is $1,394.50. Gideon, $1,235.50. And Sarah, $159. And that gives us a good beginning. We just need to keep it up every night. Keep piling. And remember that the rally does not end on Friday night. Friday night is just the preliminaries. But remember, they told you this morning, we have 2 weeks from today. And we're going to be announcing the winners during or after, as I said this morning, after everybody has eaten. We got to make sure everybody has eaten before we announce the winners. That will be on the quarterly on the 6th of October. So I want to thank all of you. I often say at rallies that no money is collected except somebody went through a lot of sacrificing to do it, and we recognize that, you know, money doesn't come easy. Somebody said they make it out of paper and it wouldn't stretch. But whether that is true or not, any money that we collect is always somebody's hard-earned cash and somebody's faith that they have decided to give to the work of the Lord. So I pray that God would continue to bless you. And please come back tomorrow and Tuesday and Thursday. Sorry, Sister Crystal is Wednesday too. And Friday as well, when we wrap up the preliminaries. To God be the glory, great things He has done. Let's stand and sing that.
Glory, great things He has done.
have done. Sister Maria could have closed us in a word of prayer.
Father, we thank you this evening for all you have done for us, dear Lord. Great things, dear Father, you have done for us. Let us continue, dear Lord, to rejoice in your name, Lord. Because, dear Father, have not for you, dear Lord, we could not be here this evening. We could not make what we have been. And we thank you, dear Lord, for the faith that you have given to us, Lord. We ask you, dear Lord, that we may continue, dear Father, to be with us as we come out night by night. And we ask, dear Lord, that you will bless us as we go forward for tomorrow night, Lord, and all the blessings that you have for us. We ask, dear Lord, that you will continue to keep us, dear Lord. We know, dear Lord, that what we have to do, and we ask, dear Lord, that you can help us, and I know you will help us, Lord. All we have to do, dear Father, is put our trust in you and ask, dear Lord, to direct our path, dear Father, and you will do that, Lord. As we are about to go, dear Lord, this evening, and ask you that you may take us, dear Lord, to our various homes in safety and bring us back to one night, dear Lord, with full vigor, dear Lord, that we can call upon your name. In Jesus' name we ask your blessings and for your son's sake.
Amen. Before we have the doxology, can we, I forgot to give the characters for the morning. Do you have them? Yes, indeed. Right, tomorrow night is Samson versus David. I know David took down Goliath, but I don't know if he can take down Samson. We will see tomorrow. So at 7:15 tomorrow is two giants, David and Samson. Come back tomorrow and don't miss it. God bless you. May the grace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the love of God, the